State Representative Bob Nakasone fought for a lot of things while in office: schools and hospitals, roads and airports. But mostly he fought for people, and he fought for Maui economic opportunity to help us help others. He was helping MEO's transportation department obtain needed funding when he passed away. So this is our way of saying thank you, Bob, and to ask for your kokua to help finish what he started.
How we met, I mean, that was a long time ago. That was in 1957, I believe. It was just a double date. That's how we met. And it was not a serious date. It was just, you know, in those days, you just go to a drive-in or, you know, and that's how it actually began. I ended up going to college in Iowa, where he was. And though we were 100 miles apart, we continued our friendship. And we really did get married shortly after that. For myself, I knew that Bob had expressed that he believed in the political process in bringing change to help Maui and the state of Hawaii, especially a person of his upbringing. He knew that he could be most effective in the political arena. And I think though he got, people urged him to go into politics once he was in, I think he found his passion. And I always knew that was his passion. So actually, you know, it was easy to back him up because, you know, I knew that he's happy doing what he's doing.
Sometimes when I'm down, I would go to his office just to chit-chat and talk story. And that's the kind of person you really miss. But he was very strong. He was willing to take it on. And that's what made him a very great person. As a mentor, a brother, a father to the young members of the house, etc. And I want to thank Ruth and the family for sharing Bob with the members of the House of Representatives.
Bob is a very quiet man, and for the most part, he stayed in his room for the most part. But he did his homework. People would congregate in his room, and he acted like a guru to many of the young ones. They went there, and because he was very knowledgeable, not only in state law, but in county law, so they usually asked him for advice, and that's what he was. He didn't go out too much. He never attended any fundraisers. I think he only attended mine and the speakers. and for the most part, he stayed put. But they came to him, like the man in the mountain.
In the House of Representatives, he was respected as a man who knew the numbers. I can't tell you how many millions of dollars came home to Maui County because of Bob Nakasone being on the job. And it was really good for me as the director of MEO to have somebody that I could count on. I never had to be in Honolulu a whole lot. Bob knew MEO, he knew what we were doing, and he was always there to advocate for us, and very successful.
One of Bob's successes was to help MEO obtain 10 acres of land for a relocation of its transportation department. But MEO needs $12 million to fund the first phase of the move. Without Bob to help us, we need others to pick up where he left off.
So we have got to find a place to put those MEO buses, and we need a facility where our drivers can be taken care of. If anybody wants to see how little space and how cramped MEO's transportation operations are, they should come take a look. The quarters are really inadequate, have been for many years, and if it continues to grow, it's going to get even worse.
I think one of the most beneficial things for me as an elected official was the opportunity to actually sit on the MEO board for a number of years. And through that experience, I've learned a lot about the many good programs and services that MEO provides, not only to Maui, but to the entire county. One thing I think we all know that's very obvious is that, each county has its set of different challenges. And, we try to always remind people that, the county of Maui consists of more than just one island, and transportation is critical.
But it is important to have a system that is tailored to specialized transportation. And that is what MEO has always done. That is our niche. And it's about a special system that takes special care of special people and knows who they are, knows their needs, and is responsive to that. Mass transit is mass transit, but specialized transportation is another kind of thing. And if you speak to any of the seniors and the disabled people who ride the system, they will be eloquent about what that means to them.
In April 2010, seniors came out in force to express how much MEO's shuttles mean to them after hearing about the county's budget cuts to MEO's transportation system. The following is an excerpt from a Maui TV News report.
They were here to make a statement to the County Council Budget Committee, hands off MEO funding. May Fujiwara, in her capacity as Legislative Chair for the Planning and Coordinating Council, represents more than 5,000 kupuna across 52 separate organizations. She pointed out, however, that it wasn't just seniors among this throng. Families of all ages served by MEO are concerned, and she told us what's at risk.
A lot of things. I think our lives are going to be drastically changed if all of these activities and things are cut. Our seniors will have to they'll have fewer doctor appointments, fewer excursions, fewer, trips to visit their friends and family members at Halimakua.
It's their only lifeline. We've got to have a transit facility, we've got to save the system, and it's got to keep going.
I think the initiatives that MEO has for the future in terms of providing additional transportation services is critical. And so as a person who sits on the Ways and Means Committee, who helps craft a lot of the infrastructure budget, we realize that additional resources are going to be needed for our growing community. And that, it's, I think, through efforts like this that, we will be able to provide our residents with the best transportation services possible.
I'd really encourage everybody to support Maui Economic Opportunity, because when I look around the community, it's an organization that does live the aloha spirit, that does care about the people who need help the most. And that's very much in keeping with being Hawaiian, being part of the aloha spirit, that we don't leave anybody behind.